building a bike park, and this is episode 3, or is it 4? I'm building a bike park. I'm currently on the way to the bike park, and my car has told me my brake pads need changing. And it says drive moderately. I'm halfway there now, and I'm not turning around now. But I suppose we've got 4 brake pads, so does 2 really matter? I thought I'd start the video in the car today, just for a bit of a change, you know? And loads of you guys have said you want a longer video, which I do try and make, but I'm so used to making short form content, I just automatically make it short, you know? So I'm gonna try and make them a little bit longer. As I've already said, I'm on the way to the bike park now. I live about 40 minutes away. Oh, hang on, I've got to try and pull out of here now. There we are, we're out. We're 21 minutes away. The main job today is spraying all the weeds, all the unwanted grass. Got some glyphosate in the car and a knapsack, which is like a Ghostbusters backpack with like the pump on it. So I'm gonna pretty much spray all of the tracks that are there, then the rest of it I can just trim. That takes about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks to fully kill off all the grass and the weeds and the brambles. Some of the stuff might die off quicker, but around that sort of time, a good couple of weeks. So then whilst that's all dying off, I'll then get started on in between each trail. That's all wild at the minute as well. And I've also had a couple of people say that the bottom row of jumps never seem to quite work. It was really hard to actually clear the jumps, which it shouldn't be, because you should have ample speed off the hill. I'm pretty sure that the bottom row of jumps are running uphill slightly. So I think at some point in this bike park build, we're gonna have to get a digger there and dig out the middles to try and level the ground out. If anything, each jump goes downhill. You don't want them going uphill. I'm gonna stop narrowing now. I see you at the bike park, unless my brake pads fail, and I plough into a family of 5, and I probably see you on BBC News tonight. I've just arrived at the bike park, open the gate, let's get up there. We are here, ready for another day of bike park building. But the actual lane leading up to the land the bike park's on, it's not made for this car. It's bumpy, and there's massive ruts and bumps, and this car is not high off the ground. There's quite a big bump. Ooh. So this is the way all of you guys will come when the bike park's actually open. That is the bike park there. This area behind me is where I'm gonna have like a little container cabin sort of thing to sign people in for first aid, coffee and all that sort of stuff. Little picnic area kind of thing, like here, right at the bottom of the trails. Bike park now, at the bottom of the bike park anyway. As I've already mentioned, today's main job is spraying. So I've got this jetpack, gonna fill it up with some glyphosate and cross fingers, all the stuff we don't want there will not longer be there. Will not longer be there. It'll be gone, it'll be dead. Let's fill it up and have a little look. Although I must say, I've never used one of these. Okay. Water first, good start. The amount of pressure in that tap is phenomenal. I've read online that this stuff is rather cancerous, so I've got to be careful not to breathe it in too much. Please stay on. Oh, I should have done that beforehand. Oh, nice. Right then, let's go. I think due to the whole protecting lungs for the rest of my life thing, God, this don't fit me. I'm gonna use this hat as a bally. Oh, my teeth. There he is. Bosh. Enough of the messing around. Let's get spraying. My hay fever is terrible. having a little break, and I must say it's taken longer than I thought it would, which is always the case anyway, so I sort of expected that. I've done 2 of the trails up to about here-ish, and obviously I've got that to do. So anyway, I'm going to fill up the sprayer again. Stop moaning, let's get on with it. Now, back up there. As you've heard me say before, people that have rode here in the past have said that the bottom row of jumps just didn't quite work, there wasn't enough speed. And as you can see, there's a berm there, then there's 2 more berms down the bottom of the hill just before the jumps. So I'm thinking, even if we take away 2 of them berms and just have it go in from this berm, directing you towards the jumps, and then straight downhill, you'll have a lot more speed, maybe too much speed. Something to think about. Yes, we're making progress. That is the finish line. That lighter bit of grass there, with them 2 jumps that are lighter, that's where we've been clearing for the last couple of days. I'm currently still on the blue trail. There's some whoops here, and then it carries the whole way along to there. But that means it's empty, which means I've got to walk the whole way back down to the bottom and back up again to fill it back up. Right, so I'm just filling up the sprayer for a 4th time. We're probably at 70% sprayed now. So doing the spraying isn't as good to watch as the strimming because it's not as satisfying, you can't see any progress. But something that needs to be done, and I wasn't going to post a video about it, then I thought I want this to be a diary, so then in years to come when people are looking at the bike park, they can see all the stages to get it open, you know. So I thought I'd post it anyway. Anyway, I'm going to do 1 more tank today, then I'll be left with a little bit left just for the top bit. So I've just sprayed the hip jump, which is the jump just after the tabletop we cleared in the last episode. I'm just gonna walk up through now and just spray these brambles. I haven't got too much of this tank left. I don't really want to be refilling again today. The brambles will take longer to die off than anything else. I'm unsure if I've shown you guys this, but I'm currently on the blue trail, and this is the blue trail. Then you can also branch off left. There's another trail, and this trail's got some quite nice windy berms, and then obviously the jumps at the bottom, same as the rest. This actually looks really fun. So you've got a berm around the corner here, straight away another tight berm there. I like the look of this one, I like it. This also gives you a better idea of what this is made of. It's kind of like a red sandy stuff. I'm currently on like the blue trail, I think. That's the last berm before it flings you off down the bottom of the hill, and I'm unsure if you can see, but just where that bit of grass is there, that's like you can either pump it or send it off it and catch some air. And right at the bottom you see that big thing of grass there, that's also a tabletop. Stood in the middle of one of the jump lines, that's a landing for a tabletop, and look at it. I've just sprayed that jump, which is like a double. There's a decent sized tree growing there. You can sort of see the takeoff for this double here. I've sprayed all that. Honestly, hay fever doing something like this is not good. Sorry plants, you're all going. You shouldn't have grown here, should you? Hey, you'll learn next time. I'm currently still on the actual takeoff of that jump, and this seems to be like a gap here, like a step down almost. You can sort of see it sort of steps down into the landing. I finished spraying the rest of my tank, but then I had to scalper. My hay fever was absolutely destroying my face. I've got about 1 tank worth of spraying to do, so I'll do that in the next episode. And then it will just be back to strimming, so if you want to see that, and if you want to see me get this bike parked to a point that it can be opened, then subscribe.